we got a hot topic today. We're going to talk about
Image Comics, and specifically Spawn.
Spawn. That's a heavy name.
Now, for those of you who may not be aware of it, back in the early 90s, a group of comic book creators broke off from some of the big name companies and created their own company, Image Comics.
Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld. Now, one of their first titles was called Spawn, which was the brainchild of Todd McFarlane, who is well known for as an illustrator for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So
huge baseball guy, collector. You
Yeah.
know, Mark McGwire's home run ball in the late 90s, I think. He hit 50 plus home runs. He's the guy that
Really?
bought
I didn't
that
know
ball
that.
at auctions, spent thousands of dollars on it.
Wow, I didn't
Cool.
know that.
Sports guy and a comic and a nerd. Cool.
So anyway, so what the story of Spawn, without going into too much detail, follows this guy named Al Simmons, who is like a special forces CIA badass.
He's a badass.
And on a mission, he dies. And because of his history of in special forces, killing innocents and whatever, he goes to a really bad place.
Like hell bad. It's literally hell.
Now, he leaves behind a wife, and he misses her so much, he gets an offer from a really bad dude, which he accepts. So he trades his soul for the opportunity to go back and be with his wife. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. This sounds smooth.
But there's a twist. When he gets back, he realizes that it's 5 years have passed. His wife has moved on with her life, and he's like horribly like decayed and burned, and he's got all these whacked out powers and
He
stuff.
basically looks like Deadpool. He looks like a burn victim.
Yeah.
All the way around. Yep.
And from there, lots of crazy stuff happens, and that's the comic book series. Now, Nick, I know you're a big...
Big Spawn advocate.
Yeah,
I really love Image Comics. I didn't get into Image Comics until Todd McFarlane and Caputo created Spawn. Well, Caputo didn't create. He ended up taking over some of the illustrations later. But big fan. I love the story. It was gritty. It was not the first African-American superhero, but I think the first African-American superhero to be in the mainstream, practically bigger than Blade from the 90s. He had a blockbuster movie. Whether it was good or not is debatable. We can get into that. But the comics were awesome and amazing. A lot of great villains. Violator was great. Mel Bolgia was good. Redeemer. List goes on. I was attracted to it because of its darkness, and it was very edgy. Had some mobster ties in there, which is always fun to see in superhero situations.
And evil clown.
Evil clown. That was the Violator. But did he have a name before the clown turned into Violator?
I
think it's just straight up the Violator.
Yeah,
I think, but
Violator,
that dude was creepy.
Yeah.
Played by
John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo in the film, who's a great actor.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, gotta show off the shirt. Game Boy shirt.
Nintendo.
I love this thing. Nintendo, it works. But back to Spawn. What did you think of the news, which I want you to tell everyone the reason we're making this video? What did you hear?
Well, first I'm going to touch on the movie, the original movie. In 1997, a Spawn movie was made starring Michael Jai White, and the movie was kind of lame, and it kind of flopped. The casting was cool. There was nothing wrong with the actors, although there was no big names, but the visual effects were kind of lame, and just the whole movie was just kind of lame. Well, the big news is they're making a new Spawn movie.
Bam!
And not only that, I mean, some big news for that. First of all, they wanted to get a big name actor, so Spawn is being played by Jamie Foxx, an Academy Award-winning actor.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Now, the interesting thing is that the movie's being produced by Blumhouse, and Blumhouse is basically known in the horror genre. So we're probably going to get something really dark and
good special effects.
Yeah.
You know what I'm hoping for? Since you say Blumhouse, I'm hoping that the creatures and the special effects are on par with Ash vs. Evil Dead. You ever seen that series?
Yes, oh yeah.
Oh man, if the monsters and the special effects are not as CG'd up like it was in Ash, that would be great.
Well, now this is the really big news, which could be good and it could be bad. All right.
Have you told me about this
No.
yet? Okay, here we go.
The director.
Oh no, wait, hold on. Before you tell me, let me prepare for this. Okay. All right, tell me the director.
All right. Todd McFarlane.
No way! No way! That's cool.
Now the good news is we're going to get the original creator's vision
This is
All
a
right.
guy that he's never directed a movie.
That's the bad news. He's
But-
never directed a movie.
I know, that is a bad thing. But the good about it is, when have you ever heard of someone creating a property or an IP, and then when it turns into film, whether it be comic to movie or book to movie, you never let the author make the movie because he's a writer, not a director. Well, this guy, Todd McFarlane, he's done TV shows in the past with the animated series of Spawn, which was on HBO, and I believe it was 1998, 1999. It was an amazing, amazing show, and Todd McFarlane actually did some acting and a little bit of directing on that show. So, not to say that he can do a movie, but I know that he wants it. I know that he wants ownership over his production, his creation, his Spawn. This is great to have, like, the father of the child bringing up the child.
Right, and
it's
he's
great.
not just a writer. You know, he's dealt all along in visual media.
Yeah,
So
in general.
even when he's drawing his comics,
awesome.
he's still directing. He's getting that, you know, visual image.
You're right. He's in it and coming from that angle on all of his work.
Right.
You know, everything he works on, which is awesome. And he also articulates, paints, and constructs his own action figure line. You probably own some of the action figures and don't even know it's a McFarlane toy, because he does everything from sports all the way up to comics and everything in between. So there's probably something in your bedroom. If you're a nerd, there's probably something in your bedroom done by Todd McFarlane, I bet.
And I was reading an interview last night with McFarlane, and he talked about how he's really partnering with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is an Academy Award-winning actor. Jamie Foxx has done directing, and he's taking advice and stuff from Jamie Foxx. You know,
They're in this together.
They're in this
Type
together,
Woo.
and he's saying that, you know, Fox is telling him, you know, well, hey, it's your movie, but if you try this, it might go well. And he said it's kind of a hand in hand. Jamie's really helping him move forward and figure things out, but it's not there's not a control struggle there.
Good. And you know what? There's not going to be any bumping heads or drama, because you know Todd McFarlane is going to give him a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
They're helping him so well. And I'm sure Jamie Foxx realizes the state of how fragile making a superhero movie is today, coming up against Marvel. I mean, you really don't.
Right.
It's like ice skating uphill. So I like this formation of these two, and I wish them the best, and I hope this turns out quality, and both of you guys have all of my support. And I'm going to tell everyone I know to support Spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jamie Foxx is a consummate professional. Not only, I mean, he started on the show In Living Color as a comedian, but he's grown so much. He played Ray Charles.
He did. He was great.
He's played a lot of really meaty, serious roles.
He has.
And hopefully, this Spawn will help him get past the disaster that was Electro in Spider-Man 2.
Oh man, I know that was. He looked cool with the hood.
He looked cool, but that
it was
movie
weird.
was just
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Excuse me, your turn. Go ahead. I think I've covered everything I want.
Yeah, I was gonna. This is kind of a quick video today, quick episode, but wanted to get that information out. You know, so excited. I'm guessing we'll probably see Spawn late 2019 or early 2020. They haven't released that, but just based on how things going, maybe a little later, depending on the level of CGI they're gonna go.
Hopefully he'll still be alive. He lives a gangster life, so I'm hoping he makes it
Oh,
another
yeah,
year. You know,
right.
hopefully he'll be around when that comes
Also,
out.
I'm old as dirt. But, so check out some Spawn comics. If you've got HBO Live or anything like that, you might be able to check out some of the Spawn cartoons.
I gotta say, the Spawn cartoons that he's bringing up, you have to watch them. You owe it to yourself. It's back before there were many boundaries and rules on society, and like we have today, everyone's got to be careful of what they make. This cartoon held nothing back. It was hardcore, some of the best animation I've ever seen. So I want to stress, if you have HBO, it's on there right now. Get on there and stream it. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks so much. You guys have been great as far as commenting on the videos and giving us feedback. Keep it coming. We got some big kind of interactive video ideas coming up and things like that. So keep on it. We appreciate your support. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again soon. Nerd Street!
Exposed!